I have no interest of fucking my sister-in-law. I'm fucking her sister, who's just as hot, if not hotter, and I could care less. If I was single, I'd probably bang both of them, to tell you the truth. But
that a boy. That's a good way to look at it. That's what I'm talking about.
But why does he not? I'm just getting my medical supplies, and it's just like it's just a fucking business deal. That's all it is. There's nothing else. I don't understand.
Nah,
it.
There's nothing else.
It's just like they're fucking bitches and have no balls.
Well,
let them
watch out. I'll put it this way: just let them have no balls. If they want to be like that, then they can be like that. And I mean, if she wants to deal with it, then she will. If she won't, then she'll just fucking drop him and find someone better. I mean, people like that.
She needs to cheat on him, and she'll eventually cheat on him.
That always have been around. So I just, I mean, I don't know.
Do you? Well, I mean, I guess those are the guys that end up being.
In fact,
chicks, right?
that's largely built into a lot of religions. Like male insecurity and male jealousy is built into a lot of religions. It's built into a lot of our society. We don't even realize it. Like men have always been this way. It's terrible, but it's a fact. And now that women have their own independence and they're fucking, they're voting, they own cars, they're making more money. Black women are the highest educated demographic in America. Dude, it's good. I mean, of course the insecurities are just going to show. I mean, I don't know. It's not that impressive, I guess. It's just some fucking jealous asshole.
I'm not saying that it's supposed to be impressive. It's just like, I feel like it's so much more now. I feel like I hear guys holding these really
definitely because women
positions.
Are getting their own, for sure. For
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Hear more
okay, so then it's okay. So then it is heightened. I'm not fucking going crazy.
No, I don't think you're going crazy. I think what it is, we have media, we have news, we have YouTube, we got camera phones. Everything seems heightened. Police shootings seems heightened. Even though we know niggas and minorities and mulattoes, whatever you fucking call them, have been getting lynched and killed and raped for fucking centuries. Like none of this. Now it's just in our faces, just like the fucking insecure people who tuck their dicks between their legs when their women walk out the door. Like, it's just in our faces now.
Dude. Oh, my God.
I think they cut their off as their women goes out the door personally.
You see a slice off.
They take it with them. They put it in the fucking purse. It's like a little pet, little pocket pet.
A little dildo. Yeah, pocket rocket.
A little pocket penis. Yeah, short for pee-pee.
You know, a clit tickler.
I tell you, men compared to my grandfather back in the day to now, it's definitely a fucking huge difference. And I see a lot more men feminized than I see have their balls in their own hand and fucking do what they want.
I know some women right now.
Still be a fucking great man.
I know some women right now who would totally shatter the idea of a feminist man. And that makes me that makes me proud as shit.
100%.
Well, third wave feminist man. I think it's okay to support women, but I don't think it's okay to be, oh my God, you made a period joke. You should be sent to prison.
Period joke. Yeah, that's feminism gone off the rails, bro. That is totally.
Yeah, dude.
Just that is the left losing its shit. No.
Hey, thanks for the call, Leon. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you for calling, Leon.
Great talking to y'all.
Yep. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Stupid people, especially, and during these times, it's unfortunate that a pandemic like this is what is really
brings out more stupid people.
Yeah.
The
stupid people. I mean, they're around us every day, all day, but it's this takes this to find them.
Shout out to the YouTube crew and everybody who's watching. I'm sorry about what happened earlier. I don't know why we were off. Yeah, I don't know why we were off, but I want to just apologize for that. And
did we go off?
And
We did.
Okay. For
Yeah,
like a few seconds, or
if
like
you
the
missed
whole
part
thing?
of that, if you were digging part of that and missed part of that, we'll put this out of the podcast later and tie it all together. All right, let me do one other thing.
All right, and in the same realm, before we move on from this type of topic, I saw this last night, and this would be a lot of, I have my answer, and if you're a real nigga, you'll have the same answer. But I came across this question last night. What would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night to your significant other masturbating in the bed beside you?
In their sleep? Or
No, they're awake. No, they're awake. You wake up to them just fucking
sleep.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
No, that's something to think about too. You were fucking snoring. And the
No,
fucking
that's a
hands
great
going
question
out a
though.
minute.
When you said it, I'm like,
Yeah, I don't. Man,
Shit is
good question.
hilarious.
I don't know what I would do.
right?
I know exactly
Why
what I'm
didn't you
doing.
roll
Well, I know.
over
I was
and
like, I'm
wake
gonna
me up
join
and
in.
just hop
You
on
need me to
for a
help you
ride?
finish?
Yeah.
You need help?
I'm gonna start at her feet, and then I'm gonna start working my way slowly up. Before you know,
No,
it'll
that's
be
I
too
don't
late.
got time for all that. Like
It'll
if
be
it's
way
the
too
middle
late.
of the night,
All right.
I don't got time to do the whole. I'm not lighting candles and starting at your toes and your feet and you go. No, just.
I think you're doing. I think you're reading a bit too much into lighting candles and feet licking. I think you're starting.
Adam has parent sex. Adam has sex as if he has kids.
If
Like
it's
he just
3
tucked them in and he
o'clock
has to be
the morning
quiet.
and I wake up from a dead sleep because my lady's masturbating. I'm like, let me finish it for you.
Yeah, like can you set that
I'm
up a
not
bit more?
getting
Am I
all
waking
into
up?
it.
Am I waking up from a dead sleep, or am I kind of like rolling over?
You're
and I just
waking
notice the
up.
bed's wet?
Period. No, you're
Waking up in the
waking
middle
up.
of the
You were
night.
sleeping. You wake
Lady's
up,
beating her.
and
Oh,
she's
see, I don't
just
see- if
fingers
that's the
in
case, see, I don't-
fucking deep
see,
in
listen,
twat.
This has happened to me before, right? This has happened more than a few times. This has happened
Me too,
more than a
dude.
few times. Like one time I woke up because the bed was moving. Like, and I thought it was weird that the bed was moving because like, I'm like, what the fuck? She just. So I didn't think about
was
it.
a poltergeist.
Calm down. I rolled over and like, I'm going back to sleep. All right, fuck it. Bed started moving again. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I just stayed awake and I started paying attention. And then I'm like, what the, she's doing something. So I fucking started.
Did you hear some
slowly
drippy
moving over.
noises? Did you hear some
Bro,
wet noises?
It was like. It was like somebody put 3 fingers in like one of those things that like really viscous lotion, and it was just going back and forth against the side of the jar, nigga.
The gloopy lotion, baby.
I put my hand over there. I'm like, what the? And she's
It's like putting your
going
fingers in Jell-O.
In and out. I'm like, oh fuck yeah! So
Yeah.
I started licking, and then she reaches over and pulls me fucking right in, and that's how that shit fucking happened. But I mean, it doesn't always happen that way. I don't know. I mean, a few times I woke up and I didn't realize that I started fucking. Like I really came to my senses in this bitch. I didn't even realize how we got there. Like it's just like one of those times you wake up. It's like, and before you know it, it just automatically starts happening. I can't even explain how we fucking got in that position. Two horny people woke up in bed, I guess.
All right. Speaking about being put in a position, I got one more question in this realm for you guys, and I want to see where you sit. Yeah, but I'm joining in. I'm if I want to be a savage, I'm just gonna fucking pull her fingers out for her and just replace. But what would you guys feel? Or how would you guys feel if you came home? We've talked about cheating before and walking in on dudes' dicks and our chicks, but we never talked about girls sleeping with other girls. If you walked in on your girl and going to town with another bitch, what are you doing?
Turning on a camera.
Making some money
Brandon's
off of
making
it?
$1.
Yep, turning on the camera. We're gonna have a diary entry right here.
I don't.
I mean, okay, wait. Is it a total stranger? Is it her best friend? Is it someone that's been around for a minute? Like
I don't give a shit.
I've
If
seen it
I
come
trust
and
my
go.
girl enough to know that
it's a
she's
complete
making
stranger. I'm
decent.
getting probably mad about it. But if it's like a friend of hers and she's hung out with us and she's come around a few times and I'm like, okay, let's see where this is gonna go.
Huh.
I mean,
That's
if
an
it's a
interesting
straight-
take. I
if
never
it's a-
heard that
if it-
take because I was just always like, I'm going to join in.
If it's a stranger,
But you just said
a stranger. Now, like if it's a stranger, I'm probably gonna keep that camera on, and I'm gonna definitely. I wasn't even kidding. Like I'm literally.
I'm not joining.
But I'm not gonna join in if it's I'm not gonna join. First off, definitely, I don't know this fucking person. Like I see, there's a lot of problems out here, bro. Like I don't trust people. I really don't fucking trust a lot of people. So
no, me either.
I'm gonna have a lot of fucking questions.
That's why I throw the jokes I do.
We do that fucking video. Then I gotta know, like, who is this person? But just like Adam said, if it's her friend, if it's someone we're familiar with, well, I probably won't have the camera, and then I'm probably gonna be. I mean, there's gonna be some meat between that bread at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
meat between that bread.
Why did you have to?
Why did you have to put it that way?
I'd ask some questions like, "Where'd you meet this bitch?" Like,
yeah, they're not meat.
They're not bread.
And they're not bread either. Jesus, I know my skin is soft.
We know what you've been rubbing on that shit too, bitch. You nasty bitch. Rub it in.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yo.
Oh my God. Yo, there's some shampoo. I don't know what kind of shampoo it is. It smells like every time these bitches wear it, it smells like they hopped out a tub full of nut. Some Pantene brand. I know. That's what I thought too.
Are we having trouble on the streaming platforms? Our buddy James just tweeted and said it appears we take 3.
Take 3?
But is YouTube still working?
We are.
All right, so she's still watching. All right, we're still on. All right. This is your cheap-ass internet.
Take 3.
Listen. Pay for better internet to watch The Comfortably Poor, all right?
Is that from Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had shitty internet when you were down there, so I'm going to go with it's that Missouri Wi-Fi.
That show me Wi-Fi.
You got to be better, homie. Yeah, get off that redneck internet. Quit stealing it from your neighbors 4 doors down.
Man, pick 'em up truck internet.
Yeah, it is. Fuck yeah.
Yes, it is.
They're still using rabbit ears and shit. That shit. You remember that shit?
I put out a tweet.
Yes, sir.
Just keep this conversation moving. 844-997-0775 if you want to talk about anything the fellas have been talking about so far. So people were interested on your take. Instead, it won't make so many dick jokes right now, but your process behind making a beat, Dan. When you sit down to make a beat, they want to know if you have a certain process, how you start. You go for like the melodic tones, you go for your drums. What do you do? Like, what's your process when you sit down to make a beat?
So I have a couple. So one is if it could be drawing up inspiration, or it could be just like drawing out an idea. So the drawing out an idea is something like loading up a loop, or maybe like coming up with a melodic pattern, and then building from there, filling out the counter melodies, everything like that, and then I go into the drums. Or I will listen to loops for a while. I'll sit and listen to some loops, and I will draw some inspiration from that, build out a little tiny template, just like a melodic template, and kind of build my drums around that, so it can have just a bounce. I love drums. I really just have such a love for math in that way of like building and programming drums in. So I think there's definitely a skill to be had with that.
Like especially like on a mini controller, like there's definitely a skill to that, because let's say you've got like 8 pads in front of you, kind of bouncing around and being able to kind of catch that rhythm with your, on the pads is definitely a skill.
Yeah, and I also believe like it all depends on the time too. Sometimes I'll hear like a drum pattern in my head, and I'll just need to fucking program that out, and then I'll do melodies around it. But that's rare because it's really tough for me to just start off a beat with just drums. I need to feel the wave first.
Right.
And I was a melodic kid. Like, I used to sit down in school and always come up with like these melodic concepts. And it's so funny. I think about this all the time. Like, when I sit down to make a beat, I have such a tough time now trying to come up with a pattern that doesn't either sound like the same as something else or whatever. But it's so crazy when I was a kid how many fucking like melodies I could just shoot out of my fucking head. And then now I have to really think hard. Getting older sucks, asshole.
Why do you think that is?
I just think it's getting older, bro. I think
the change in music, or you're trying to stay fresh.
There's that. No, I think because the thing about melodies right now, especially, is you can do things that sound the same. Like, music had this thing for a long time where it was like, oh, you gotta sound unique, you gotta sound ba 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 ba. But if you at least sound like somebody out today, you can make a career off of that and be the next so and so. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think so. I don't really think it's that. I think it's just us as people, bro. Our brain can only like handle so much at once, right? So if we're living through stress, if we're living through fucking whatever, financial issues, whatever, all that stuff really hinders you from being creative. I'm telling you, it just does. It does. It slows you down, and I think as you get older, it becomes, if you're not in the right headspace, if you're not in the right situation, it becomes a thing where, your brain is at its capacity. You can't fucking come out with some melodies if you're fucking thinking about, I don't know, whatever crazy.
What about you, Brando? I know you've stepped back from music a little bit over the last few years, but you were deep into music for a little bit. But your style of music is quite a bit different. You're more of a boom bap kind of guy.
Yeah.
And when you sit down to listen to music and do that kind of stuff, like, what are you going for?
So what I do is I like to get shoulder to shoulder with my engineer, and I always have, like, even now, I don't know why, maybe it's something to do with autism, I have no fucking idea, but I have melodies in my head constantly. Like, I've always got like kind of like like I can, so I would always just come up with, like, I would just hum something or come up with a drum pattern on the table, and the engineer, if the ones that I work best with would take that idea and just run with it, and they would go like, okay, so like that, and then do you like these instruments? Do you like, okay, you want some strings? And then we go from there, and like we build on it. So it's kind of like I lay out the foundation, they help me build on it, and I kind of direct it in which way I want it to go. And through that means I co-produce things. Yeah, I've co-produced most of my beats.
Is that fair to say you're more of a boom bap guy, though?
No, of course. I'm a 90s dude. Like, pretty much 1987 until 2010. That era. After that, you kind of lose me.
Still kind of a big spread.
It is a big spread, but because I don't say that I don't like today's music. I don't like most of it, but there are some songs that really stand out. I listen to a lot of shit today, but a lot of it, my majority is going to be back in that like boom bap sort of feel.
Yeah, I think anybody that even
old school
is not a big fan of today's music still listens to it a little bit to see what today's sound is, and more to make sure, I think, that you're not copying someone's sound, or that you're staying unique, or that you're staying fresh for your genre or whatever it may be. I think people are still.
But right? Like even today. Like even today, the people that I like usually kind of have that feel of being sort of, so Schoolboy Q, right? I like Schoolboy Q.
Joey Badass, Anderson .Paak.
Joey Badass, yes,
Anderson
yeah,
.Paak
you know where I'm at. Joey Badass, Vince Staples, Earl Sweatshirt before he did his fucking shit. Like those people.
I'm not a fan of Earl Sweatshirt.
Mac Miller before he passed away. Like,
all right,
Redman is still dropping bars to a certain degree nowadays.
Yeah.
So like that sort of shit. That sort of shit.
I want to bring up a conversation of what Charlemagne said about Mike Tyson saying that Eminem was treated like a nigga.
Oh my god!
And
Mike
I love
That
this.
was the best.
I did not
Yo,
catch that.
Yes, and
Tyson.
I love Mike Tyson
Let me
so
see-
fucking much. I
let
want to
me
meet that
see if I
nigga.
can find that clip. Let me-
But
I came across that.
I want to. I bring that up because I want to talk about what Charlemagne said when they were talking about the clip, and he made a great point, and I thought about it because you said Redman. He had made a point about Eminem being dope, but the reason why he rose to his success was because he was white. Because if there was an Eminem rapping was black, Redman would be in that spot. And I thought that was an interesting point. You know, like I'm not trying to race bait. I just thought it was a really.
Wait, hold on. So he's basically saying that Redman is the black Eminem.
Eminem, yeah, is that what he's saying?
Pretty
Are they
much,
equivalent?
which makes sense because
I don't agree with that.
M drew a lot of inspiration from him.
Of course. Listen, Eminem said publicly, like this is known knowledge, that Redman is one of Eminem's like look-up people. He came up listening to Def
He
Squad,
studied
came up
him.
listening to Redman, Sermon, Wu-Tang, and all Meth, all these people. So yeah, he came up listening to these people. I don't know if I would put them. I don't even
Their
think they're.
styles are very different.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
opinion.
think they're comparable even. Like this is an East Coast ass fucking pussy in the locker room. Like I'm fucking your bitch right now, and if you have a problem, I'm murdering anybody when I come back. I'm gonna rob you. Like Redman is in the back of the like weed spot selling pot. Oh yeah, that's something I want to talk about. Yo, let me throw this. This is a story I think y'all niggas will love. Listen,
Yes.
one of the DJs, I can't remember if it was Who Kid or if it was one of those DJs. Somebody must have came to a famous weed spot. There's a famous weed spot in New York somewhere, and they have all the best weed. Not a dispensary, a weed spot where they have all the best weed, a ton of really good weed and shit. And one of these niggas was in there, and they were like, "Yo," he went back there to get some weed. You know, everything was all cool. Everybody was chilling. He went back there. He was like, "Yo, Redman was in the window selling weed." Not rapping, not doing shit. The nigga was just in the fucking window selling weed. The nigga was like, "Yo, Reggie Noble. Yo, is that Reggie?"
I love
was like,
that.
"Yeah, what the fuck
I
you need,
love
bro?
that.
Fuck you need." Yo, it's like Reggie. That's how real he
I
is.
love that
but,
shit.
But here's one thing I can almost guarantee you. Whether or not Eminem
But
smokes
you know
weed
that
right
was
now is
more like
irrelevant.
publicity. Like they brought him
It
in for
probably
the day.
no. I don't
just to
have. I don't
work.
have. I don't have anything against
You
it
know.
being publicity. I just don't
Yeah.
see Eminem doing some shit like that. Like what I'm saying is,
Oh,
Redman is that hood.
M is the most hermit dude you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Red
he
is that
does
hood
not leave his
ass
house.
nigga who is down to earth
yeah,
with
for
the people.
real.
I'm not saying M's not down to earth, but he's there. Red is living that life that he talks about. And Red's also not talking about, he's not like Styles P and a bunch of other people who are a lot harder, like, yo, let's kill a bunch of people. Like, I'm about this. I'm dropping off coke in the water. No. Redman is just rapping about real shit that happens, storytelling, and using good lyrics to do the same shit. To do that shit, rather, not the same shit, right? And M is a fucking multi-syllabic fucking genius that puts shit together like that. Like I don't know how to, I don't think they're the same. I don't think they're comparable.
I think there's something to say though. Sorry guys, I'm grinding marijuana. Take that down, YouTube. But I think there's something to say about
Take that down, you.
we're not.
Sorry.
We're not. I'm not saying specifically that he's as good or he's amazing or he runs, laps around M. But I think there is something to say about the rhyming style. Not the way that they deliver it, but there is some. But the way that they shape their words, and the way that they tie them back in together, there is a thing there, and I think there is something to say where if M wasn't white and he didn't have some of the privilege that he had, and honestly, like, yo, I just think the trajectory of all of this for even fucking Dre, it just helped him out. It helped him out to sign a white person. You know what I'm saying? That's why he had a headphone deal with the fucking biggest fucking company in the world.
No, wait. Time out. You think because Dre tied in with a white rapper and Eminem, that helped him get an Apple deal? A deal with Apple?
I think it opens the door to shake more hands with white people. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I definitely think it does, but I don't think you have to sign.
It shakes more hands with people in suits, more people in suits, and they're like, "Oh, well, you signed one of us. Well,
no,
you like us."
I think more people are against Eminem. There are more people that thought his whole career, like the last few albums, he's changed his tone, and the murder and raping and his burying his mom and his wife and all this kind of shit. Like, he still says those things, but like early on, people hated Eminem. People hated his lyrics. People hated what his lyrics stood for. Like, if anything, signing someone like Eminem would have hurt Dre in the business world, in the corporate world. I think that was all Dre. I don't think that has anything to do with signing a white dude or anything like that.
I think, listen, this is the way it is. The way wealth is situated is typically around the people who have it. We know that the majority of wealth is held by white people. If you become a black person who has millions of dollars, all of a sudden you are up there with those people. I don't think that it's M that gave Dre the opportunity to shake hands with those white people. I think Dre's accomplishments and all the shit that he was doing before, after, and during that gave him the opportunity to do that.
And I think Beats were a solid headphone, and Apple wanted to stay on top of the world. So they partnered, bought it out. They wanted those headphones.
Wait. So I want to switch back to the Redman thing because I didn't get to respond to something Dan said. I
want to talk about M still too. So
I think Redman and Eminem keep it all together. Are equal, are just as good in their own areas. I don't think one is necessarily better. Redman was my favorite rapper up until I was about 14 or 15. Like, you can ask anyone. Reggie Noble was my favorite. I got every album this man's ever created on CD. Not just on Apple Music, but on CD. From Doc's the Name, like all of them. Roller Coaster Malpractice, even all the way back to some shit he made in the 80s. Like, dude's fucking genius. And definitely Eminem's, the way his words are, has that Redman shape because that's kind of who helped him shape a lot of the shit he does. He also kind of reminds me a lot of Big L, who also helped him shape that shit. Yeah. And those are Eminem and Eminem influencers are a lot of the people I listen to. So, and I study these people. So for sure, I just think that they're in different sort of classes, and I think they're just as good in their own class. I don't think one is necessarily better.
You don't think if M was black, he would have gotten the same recognition? Or do you think that he would have gotten the same recognition? He would have been discovered and appreciated the same way.
If M was black, would he still be as popular as he is today?
Yeah, with the same skill. Not as today. Would he have popped? Would he have popped when he did with the same skill? They would have fucking excommunicated. He got away with saying so much shit because of his race. Can we agree on that?
I will agree with that.
Give me an example of what you mean. Like,
I will agree.
Like
talking about killing your mom and fucking raping your baby mama and all this crazy shit in songs. If a black person said that shit in rap records, holy shit, the world.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah,
they would try to fuck. It would be crosses on the lawn, my friend.
Well, we know what happens when black people say stuff like that because we have Odd Future. Like, it's not like black people haven't said shit like that. And Eminem was leading an entire group of black people who was saying shit like that. Like, so we know that black people.
They were saying,
but they
like
were
that,
saying like that, and they were not nearly as popular.
Because of Eminem, like they.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Brought onto the scene until M.
No.
I don't think they would have said that stuff or gotten away with it if M wasn't the front man.
Where was that stuff pre 1998 before Eminem?
It was regional. It was regional.
No, it was regional. Yes.
Okay.
Eminem brought it.
But
into the
I'm talking about its popularity, though.
Eminem did not. Yeah. The popularity. Okay. Again, Eminem brought the popularity. Yes, I agree. The race thing. Him being white let him get away with a lot of things, but those black people get away with those same things. If they are more popular, they're going to get more pushback. But Tyler, the Creator, got tons of pushback. It didn't stop him from talking about eating his girlfriend, raping all types of fucking people, and putting fucking children in the freezer. Like, I mean, I don't think it's something that can stay. I don't think it's like a mainstay unless you're just a horrorcore rapper.
I mean, a prime example of
someone
that has not really popped, been successful, but very much a niche rapper is Brother Lynch. Brother Lynch has been saying this shit.
It's in that fucking corner, bitch.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. I totally agree.
Brother Lynch, X-Rated,
and that's exactly
that whole squad has been doing all that through, saying all those things.
Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We know Eminem, though, because of Dre. Now, I know Yellow Wolf because of Eminem. If Eminem was black and Dre had discovered him with the same style, I don't think we would care nearly as much about him. It wouldn't be nearly as notable because white people don't normally have that sort of skill in that field. But I would definitely think that because he's with Dre, because he's got all of that shit behind him, he's definitely going to go pretty fucking far.
I mean, it definitely helped to have someone like Dre behind him.
And that's all I'm saying.
It helps to have Eminem
I thought that was a fair
you.
point. I thought it was a fair point that Charlotte had made about that you know, like, would we have appreciated it, or would guys like Redman be the center of attention and have the fucking accolades that he did if M was just black? Simple as that. And I
don't know. I don't think a lot of people appreciate good rap, honestly. I think good rap, no matter who's doing it, black, white, yellow, I think a lot of people
I don't think that's true, brother.
We've talked about this before.
I don't think that's true.
Care so much about the lyrics anymore. People want to hear.
That's what I mean.
People
they care about the
guys.
They care about the instrumental.
Guys, I think so. The internet rules what plays and what's popular. That's what's happening. And so as we continuously get closer and closer and closer to our peers who are in music, and those who are younger, those who are like, so even the teenagers to like the early 20s, you know, that's why fucking Billie Eilish is huge. But who runs the internet? You know, the teenagers and the fucking early 20s people, right? To about 30 years old. So I really think it's about the climate, because if you go on these YouTube pages and you read the comments on some of the music videos on songs like Da Baby or songs from Lil Baby or whatever, people sound like you guys, and I'm with it. I understand it. I think, you know, we are just going through what happened through other decades, right? Every decade said this about the decade and the decades previous.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I say when I start hearing about. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And that's but that's the thing, though. Those people who like that shit are older now. And this is what I've always told people. Rap, I never understood it until I got this age, until I got about around 27 or 28, or maybe even 26 or so. But rap is really for the kids in a lot of ways. I appreciate good lyrics, but rap doesn't do for the kids. Rap doesn't do for me what it used to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's an art form.
Rap,
and
it's because it became popular.
I look at it more now as a science, as opposed to like, this is some music that's in I don't know. I don't look at it like I used to. I respect it, and I think it's a great craft. But I don't know. It's changed for me a lot.
What do you like? The music has changed.
Yeah, definitely the music has changed. You described one change. I mean, there's a ton of other ones we can go over, but
Right.
the whole thing when I hear about people who are like the whole concept of beats, like too many people like songs. I don't care how old they are. Too many people like songs but can't quote a line from it. You know, you can't tell me what the first verse of that fucking song just said. Can't tell me what the fucking hook was about. What value did you get from the song? What did you draw from it? What was it trying to tell you? What were they trying to tell you? Even if it is just about like something stupid, like what were they trying to say? But they don't know. They're head bopping and they're fucking tapping on the steering wheel. It's anything that sounds good.
Which is what I was saying a minute ago, is that the lyrics have kind of gone to the back seat now, and the music is kind of taking a front seat to
well, I think also it all depends.
That's why I like Question so much. That's why I like Question so much, because Question is one of the only people that I know. There's probably 3 or 4 others spread out, but Question is one of the only people I know who's actually bringing, yes, beats, absolutely, and he's got good ass beats, but lyrics, man. The kid is fucking talented, and he doesn't have to write it. So
do you think that and I want to give some credit to some of the guys that are out in the commercial world who are just as good as like a Question, who can go into a studio and bang out 50 fucking songs in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a skill to that. You know, people might not like them, and there's a lot of people that don't, you know, but there's a pretty decent size of people that do follow him. Young Thug. Young Thug can literally go into...
Young Thug. I got you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Young Thug can go into a studio and fucking bang out 30 records. And come up with...
Shit records.
Come up with hooks.
Exactly.
But is it shit?
Yes.
Or is it used? Because Question is going to disagree with you guys. The person who makes this stuff is understanding that that's that A-town fucking lingo. A lot of niggas, it's a lot of shit that them niggas speak over there.
Okay, so he's pandering to his region.
It's a market.
Is it pandering, or is it showing love to what you do? Like, I'm sorry.
He's pandering to his region.
We all pander to our regions, and we all pander to our audiences.
Of course.
And Young Thug is doing nothing more than that. And I don't necessarily. But see, my thing is this: we all speak, like, especially at the end of the day, we all speak really for ourselves. I personally don't find any value in Young Thug. I know that this generation, that today's people, today's followers, they find value in it, and I have no problem with them finding value in it. I just don't, and I can lay out the clear reasons why I don't. Young Thug, I respect more as a cat that really does a lot of the shit that people think and brag and rap about. Like, he was really about that life. However, his music is trash to me. And I'm just not that interested. Now, Question can disagree, and that's cool. Like, we've had these conversations before. The thing is, though, Question can out-rap Young Thug. So guess who I'm going to turn on before anything else? Even if I didn't know Question, it's not even a debate. You stack up a Question.
Sure. No, me too. And I understand. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate for the young kids that do understand the lingo. The truth is, we're getting fucking older, guys. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fucking say old ass phrases. You know, Adam does it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We are gonna fucking sound old. We're not gonna be. It's just the way of life. So I think.
Well, I'm gonna sound old as soon as we start talking about guns. Watch.
Jesus, what a delayed response! What a delayed reaction, my friend. Were you really offended?
YouTube comments. No, I was trying to scroll through our YouTube comments.
Oh, okay. I was pulling up YouTube myself too. Hey, shout out to all the YouTube viewers. Who's all in there?
Sam and Hannah.
Hannah.
She's a big fan of Mac Miller. She got down with the music conversation. Sam is upset because the oldies station is playing 90s music and she's not even 30 yet. So that upset her. Everyone's getting old. We're old people.
Yeah, that's a weird feeling, though. You know how crazy 100%. It is to hear, like, songs being called oldies, like songs from the 90s being called, and I like it was gonna happen, but because when we were in the 90s and in the 2000s, oldies was fucking 50s, 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but
exactly
fuck, it's so crazy. One of the biggest things I've always wondered in music is, how are we going to look at this music that we listen to now at 75? Right?
Well, that's the conversation I used to have with my friends all the time, like in high school and in our early 20s. It's like, yo, are we going to be looking at Snoop and Dre and M and
the same way?
Ice Cube
or even just pop music and the melodic music?
Yeah.
I think, are we going to look at hey, turn on that Kesha. I used to hear this when I was 21.
I think people have a certain amount of music that sticks with them all their lives. They shed some of it. They pick up new shit. But I think a lot of what we enjoy, we'll probably still enjoy, but maybe in a different fashion. I know I still enjoy a lot of shit that I used to enjoy, but not the same way. That song you had on repeat, you don't have it on repeat anymore. A song you used to listen to every day, that's probably in a different folder now. Music, just like we evolve, and we evolve our taste slightly. But my mom is still listening to shit from the 80s, and she still listens to stuff today, but she listens to stuff that she listened to growing up, and I don't necessarily fault her for it.
Are you guys those people? Are you guys repeat? If you really like the new song that you just came across, are you a repeat it for days or?
No.
Sometimes.
Or back to back.
If I really dig it,
I do that sometimes.
If it's really, I don't want to burn out on it. I'll listen to it once or twice a day, or every other day, because I don't want to burn out on it. I did that growing up. I would listen to shit on repeat. Literally, Discman, for you fucking young bucks that don't even know what the fuck that is. Yeah.
Even the CD player?
My man brought up the Discman, yeah, boy.
Can you just say CD
It had a repeat button on it. You get to a track.
It was a portable CD player.
5,
why are you upset that he said Discman?
Because he's intentionally trying to sound old at this point.
It was a thing. It was a fucking thing.
Discman, remember, like a Jewish warrior, right? Just Discman. Fuck.
It's a fucking thing. It's a thing.
Well, swing your tie, Adam.
I didn't get fucking bullshit that I could download shit into. So eat a dick.
We all. I think everyone here has.
You had to flip a switch to lock the CD in place so that it didn't skip around and jump around when you're moving and shit. And you had a button.
Did you record on 8-track too and have to snip with scissors?
Nah, but I definitely did tape to tape. Fucking put a tape in the left fucking and the right one and hit record. What the fuck? So, yeah.
Sorry. This Gusher's got me wild. This Gusher's got me bugging.
Yeah, nigga's nuts.
That's
no, he's right, of course. We used to have CD players that had. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem putting certain things on repeat sometimes, but there's a time just like Adam said, you can easily get burned out. I don't want to lose my liking for the song. So what I might do is I might put that song maybe once in a playlist. I'll put that in a playlist, and I'll listen to that playlist maybe a couple of times, and then maybe the next day I'll do the same thing because certain shit it's like that. What's the fucking name? Dope Dealer by Schoolboy Q. I was listening to that shit for ages. Shit's fucking great.
If it really, it's very rare that I put a song on repeat. Music,
Nowadays,
look, as much as I love music and I create it and I just appreciate music so much, I have a love for music.
What are we calling putting it on repeat? Like literally listening to it back to back to back, or do you mean just repeating it throughout the day, off and on, like listening to it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in a day?
If you hear it throughout the day, that's different. But I'm talking about like back to back, like, hey, I'm bumping this song and I'm really loving it. And I can't get off of it. I've had this song on repeat for blah 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 because it's really good. It's stuck to me. And it's I look, dude, I get bored with music. That's why I watch YouTube videos and conversations.
She would do it when she was trying to learn a song. And I used to do that too. If I really wanted to know like the whole verse.
The lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to be able to spit it.
Oh, that's a great point,
I would do that back to back, But that was the purpose.
For sure.
I was, 6, 7 times I could usually get it down, the whole song, boom, got it. Okay.
You
cool.
wanted to know it. You wanted to know it. That's different from listening to it because you appreciate it. Like to me, it's just music is so predictable. Like once I hear it, it's like a stand-up special. I probably am not gonna watch that stand-up special I just watched Tom Segura's stand-up special last night.
Yeah. Great.
And,
great, by the way. Ball Hog.
Fantastic. Ball Hog. Great. Fucking so fantastic, dude.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he nailed it.
It's on Netflix? Is it kind of
Netflix, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ball Hog.
Ball Hog.
Another good
man.
podcast.
And yo, real quick.
Mom's house.
This shit was hard. Last night I had called. So the web player for Netflix, their volume slider is not accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So Ira, the company that lets agents help you out with visual tasks, they do a team viewer service where they'll log into your computer and help you out if you need help.
Mm-hmm.
So I did TeamViewer with an Ira agent last night to fix the volume slider. And she was just like, and when she was done, she was like, okay, it's all said and done. She was like, and enjoy the special. She was like, I already saw it. It's really good. I was like, hey, let's fucking go. I love that shit, yo. Just normal, everyday fucking people chilling on that bitch, helping blind people out. How do you like that? And making money for it.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing they're making all right.
I'm
hearing they're making all right.
I've never used it. I think I've used it once. It's just not, I don't know. I'm a little weird about just having people read my shit for me if I need to. I'll figure it out one way or another. But
I don't
like it, and they've used it.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird.
I don't
like before. I've used Beat My Eyes too.
Yeah.
See, Be My Eyes is a little different for me. That's where I'm a little more skeptical, just because those people are just random volunteers, people who don't know shit.
I don't.
There are
asking them to like read crazy shit. Like I'm not asking them to log in and read shit.
Yeah.
Like only thing
like
I'm
I see some of these
what does the cereal box
using these
say?
things to like read their bank statements and shit. I'm like,
no.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. No, you're retarded.
Come on,
that's the fuckery that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
dude, I'm just asking things. What is this peach? What does this can say? Are these peaches?
Hey, what's my card number? Hey, let me take a screenshot of that real quick.
Statement actually says
exactly.
Jesus.
844-997-0775. You want to comment on anything that we've been talking about? Use that hashtag comfortably poor. We are wide open books, people. Ask us anything and everything. This podcast is just as much yours as it is ours. Another question came in, an interesting one. Came into the inbox at comfortablypoor.com. Also, send articles, videos, whatever you got. Oh, and then we'll get to that other video. I sent a video to the fellas yesterday that was kind of funny. We'll get to that in a second. But
oh my God, I fucking howled.
I was sitting there watching. Let's just get to it now. I forgot to send it to myself, but
it's all right. Go ahead and send it to yourself, and we'll do the other thing.
Our question is, and it was made me think a little bit. Is cereal soup. Why or why not? It's a good question. Why isn't cereal called soup? It's in a cream sauce, right? Like,
because it's not hot.
Gazpacho is soup, right? It's cold soup. Gazpacho.
Wait, hang on. I don't see why isn't cereal soup, dude? Like, I mean, if you want to call it like,
you can hear the wheels turning in Brando's brain right now. Like, what? Hold on. Wait, I am not high enough for this question right now. Hold on.
I'm not, dude.
I
might have to change that.
Cereal soup.
Why? What the fuck are you saying?
Watching Brando thrown off is one of my favorite things on the planet.
Why is it cereal soup? Why are women girls? I mean, like I guess you could call it a type of soup, but I think you're kind of pushing the boundaries on what we determine as soup. Like, I mean, if cereal's soup, then that kind of opens the door for a lot of other things that just be called soup.
Well, this is like the whole argument is a hot dog a sandwich? And I say no, it's not a fucking sandwich. A cheeseburger is a sandwich.
A cheeseburger is a sandwich, all right. See, I don't get it.
It's a sandwich.
These sort of discussions are just kind of like, what the fuck, bro? Like, these have no...
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I let Dan handle this.
But that's what I'm saying. The cereal soup is the same thing as asking is a hot dog a sandwich. And I mean, we all are gonna have our answers. I don't think it's soup. I just think it's fucking. So like, I mean, you could say if you're taking the idea,
meat or vegetables, maybe I don't know. Like those.
Well, that's the thing. If you're taking the idea of throwing something in a sauce or in a soupy thing, type of thing, then I guess you can call it soup. But what's the technical definition of the word soup?
Soup. Right.
That's where we draw the line.
Exactly. Like, how are you defining soup?
Let me look this up. I'm gonna look up soup in the dictionary. Let's see. Soup. Definition. Give me the fucking definition. Don't give me fucking recipes. I'm not an old mom. I'm not a fucking... How to make soup from any vegetable. Eat my ass. Oh, is that what it probably is? Maybe.
Moms, you know what my favorite thing to do when I'm taking a shit is? I thumb through websites that have recipes and I find my favorite recipes and I add them to a recipes folder that I have on my iPhone. Getting old is great, guys. Getting old is fantastic.
Adam is going to start not giving a fuck by 45.
Oh, no,
when a woman goes through menopause, that's his point.
That started 5 years ago. No, I don't give fucks left and right. I just enjoy cooking. That's what it comes down to, so I like to thumb through recipes.
Here's what the definition is of soup. A liquid food, especially with a meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base and often containing pieces of solid food. So it has to be stock.
Okay.
So I think that's what makes it a soup. So I don't think cereal is soup because milk is not
it doesn't have a
stock. It's not broth. But so I think we just figured it out. There you go. From the Comfortably Poor podcast, you just found out today what soup means. The word soup. Holy shit, how we led down that fucking road.
Keep those questions coming, people. We want them. Brando had to go take a nap. Like, he just shut down his brain. He couldn't.
Actually, you know what happened? I actually tried to get Google to play the definition for you, and you guys didn't hear it, so I let Dan read it. But no, it's yeah. I had that feeling like soup by definition seems to be involving food and like food like chicken, like beef, like fish or something like this. Cereal just seems like a grainy sort of thing that you put in milk or just eat dry. I don't know.
Well, there are some fucking savages who throw it in water.
Throw it in water. Listen, I did that. Listen, when I was younger and I was growing up, I put water in my cereal. Growing up, I've definitely done that before.
I just ate that shit dry if there was no milk, and I don't like milk either. Like milk is the only fuck milk. Milk sucks, asshole.
I used to drink a lot of milk.
Milk
as a kid,
is spoiled ass juice.
Ice cold milk every now and then, but no. As I got older, no thanks, but no thanks. I drink a little bit. I put a little bit like when I eat cereal, but that's it. It's the only time I ever.
Yep. Yeah, same here. A little bit when I eat cereal, and I'll use it like for a quick drop in like my eggs. You know what I'm saying? Other than that,
milk's great, especially chocolate milk. I love milk.
Well, chocolate milk is a little bit different. I fuck with chocolate.
Yeah, that's.
Milk. But I still, again, I won't drink a big old glass of it. If I'm going to drink chocolate milk, it's just like a little tumbler.
No, like
I just want a little.
I can't do that. Like, when people have milk with their desserts or their pastries or their like, you know, and fucking cookies, brownies, and shit. I'm just like, no, I can't. Like looking at a glass of milk just makes me flinch a little bit. That's too much. That's too much.
I drink that shit by the gallon.
Nope.
Milk?
Why are we crossbreeding?
Milk?
Regular milk or almond milk?
But no almond. I drink regular whole milk from the cow. Regular whole milk and chocolate milk both.
Whole milk.
Chocolate milk for enjoyment, regular milk for the protein. Well, they're both for the protein, but chocolate milk just tastes better.
Whole milk is like a cow just came in your mouth. That's disgusting.
Whole milk's great. Milk's wonderful.
Oof.
I love milk.
Why are we crossbreeding?
Crossbreeding?
Yeah, why are we having what is supposed to be for fucking calves?
Because it helps. It's good.
Not for humans.
Protein. Sure it does. It's great for humans. Not all humans, of course. Just like appendices are not all good for all humans. But for those who can deal with it, it's great.
Oh, milk sucks. Milk is so bad.
Milk's cool. Oh,
watching
milk.
So I got this video here.
Milk? Fuck.
So everybody's maybe seen this by now. It's had to have made its way around on the internet. So I was sitting there watching the news last night, and they're talking about, is he the governor? I think he's the governor, Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, governor of New York.
Yeah, Cuomo.
And he was talking about needing more ventilators. And so they played this clip of him talking about needing more ventilators. And I caught it right away. Right away. I said, well, that's just not right. Like, I mean, you're wrong, Andrew. So hopefully this plays.
The FDA for approval in a new antibody treatment. Today, he pleaded with the federal government to release more ventilators he says healthcare workers desperately need.
FEMA says we're sending 400 ventilators when I need 30,000. You pick the 26,000 people who are going to die because you only sent 400 ventilators.
21 states, including Washington and Oregon, have...
That's your governor, New York. That's your governor. If anybody didn't catch that, the government sent 400 ventilators. He needed 30,000. You tell 26,000 people they're going to have to die. I don't think that's right, Andrew. A little off.
A little off there. So... One thing I will say.
I get it. In the moment, I get it. I mean, I think everybody got the gist of what he was trying to say, but it's still funny when you stop and think.
I gotta shit on this guy for a second. Or no, I gotta actually praise him before I shit on him. He's actually been handling shit in New York and has been locking shit down because of how fucking
on air a lot,
fast it grown. Sure. But no. But it's because he actually is one of the people that is doing the right fucking thing, locking shit down the way they're supposed to.
100%.
Where the rest of the country is actually taking fucking forever.
Yeah.
But he's still a fucking dumbass. And this fucking guy, Well, I think what it is, eventually, man, can you imagine? We just trip up here on the podcast. We stutter like fucking idiots, and we just, we just have a good time.
What do you mean?
Can you imagine having to talk on TV so much, and he's been getting a lot of press coverage. Imagine having to talk on TV that much, and you eventually will stumble over your fucking words. Seriously. And you're not gonna think about what you're saying right off. And if you are reading that, I don't know if he was reading that. Maybe somebody fucked up, but that's how you know they're fucking robots, right? Like, let's say he was reading that. And it's the same defense I gave to the MSNBC chick who the knickers. Where I said, I think another thing, because somebody could have put that on the teleprompter to fuck with her, and she
and you just read everything.
And you just read it. You're not fucking stopping. Your job is to read that fucking screen.
Yeah.
And you just become a robot. And you're not looking at the words. You're just like, I got paid to fucking do this. I just put my eyes there, and whatever is there is just fucking there. It's literally the same thing, where I think, a lot of these politicians, they just read these fucking shits and they don't realize what they're reading. They're just, hey, read this. And they're just so stupid to realize, like, oh, did that just say what I think that just said? Like, what?
My favorite part too, though, is like when they catch themselves. It's like there was definitely a typo or something in whatever it is that they're trying to say, and they're just like blah 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 blah, and then they say it, and then you can hear their brain going, wait, that's not right. Like, and then they try to correct it, or they just don't. It's like, you can tell that they realize they just fucked up, but they're just going to keep going anyways.
Dude.
Those are some of my favorite moments.
I love the baffled looks and the baffled reactions of news reporters when their colleagues say something off.
100%.
Like off the fucking radar. Like, do you remember the chick in Alaska that quit on air, and she said fuck? She's like, fuck it, I quit on air. And and she did it to go join the marijuana club.
The dispensary.
To promote Yeah. And oh my, the reaction of the news reporter right next to her was like, oh, gay. And also the guy, there's this one other one. I gotta see if I can find it. It was so funny. He was it was his first day on the job, and it was his first news break, and he curses on air, and the chick is it's an Asian chick who's the news reporter next to him, and she is fucking. It's her first day on air too, so she's just like, oh my god, horrified. And I just love that shit. There's just something about that. I love that. I'm gonna see if I can find that video for us.
Now, it is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but fuck it, I quit. All right, we apologize for that.
She's just stumbling. She's stuck. She's
party for us. Meanwhile, on Team Campaign held a fundraiser last night with Gary Johnson.
She had no idea what to do there. Like,
she was like, going to break? What the fuck just happened?
You want me to keep going?
She acted like somebody who got knocked out on World Star.
Yeah.
She's in a fucking brawl. Just like, holy, I just saw stars.
That's so funny.
The way people, and I get it, it's TV, because my kind of like, I flinch you know, sometimes when I was in like Z100 or when I've been in radio studios and, you know, some of the people are cursing a little bit around in the studio, I'm kind of like, oh shit, I'm just looking around like microphones are. And you know, one of the biggest things I was taught in a radio studio like Z100 is like always assume the mic is on, right? So that you don't have that happen to you. But like, you know, Elvis's studio, there's a whole different vibe in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if we had a fucking studio full of people, you know? It's just a different vibe, but like I definitely like flinch sometimes, and so I get the nervousness because of the fines and everything that can come with it. But like, I'd be like, well, that sucks. I mean, we're probably gonna get a lot of money. You know, we're probably gonna get sued for that. But like the offense, like people acting so offended by words is so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah, like, I guess that's like one of the reasons why too. Like I like Sirius because it's real radio. Like it's radio, but there's a realness and a rawness to it. And I guess that's kind of where podcasts come into play and stuff too. Like there's a sports radio show that I listen to, but it's terrestrial radio. Like it's part of the CBS sports radio team, and it's kind of a wild sports show. So some of their callers call in thinking that they can just let loose, and it's always so funny. So it streams on YouTube also, and so on YouTube the curse words come through, but the reaction to the broadcasters in the studio is always like, "Oh, come on! You know you can't say that.
Don't say that stuff. That's crazy." Like they're kids.
You know, when you listen to the radio stream, it gets beeped and they get hung up on. But on YouTube, it comes through, so you're like, "Oh, that dude just straight dropped an F-bomb on a phone call." And it's just like, okay, just let it go.
Don't say those words. That's naughty. It's like the video that we played of the chick in the nursing home. I was like, you know, I want my dick sucked, and she was like, don't say that. Or there was a chick that said, watch your mouth. Like, bitch, he's in his fucking 70s, 80s, and you telling him to watch his mouth like he's a fucking kid. Like, who the fuck are you?
Excuse me. Yeah. No.
Stop treating people like fucking kids. If I want to curse somewhere and make myself look crazy, I'm gonna fucking curse somewhere and make myself look crazy.
Well, I think we are we're different animals today. People our age, your age, like in this kind of millennial, borderline Gen Z age, like there's some of us, we're just different. There needs to be, and someone had talked about this too, there needs to be a different class of people that, one, like the way, so Dan, you're 26, 27, right?
Yeah, I just turned 27, yeah.
27, like, there needs to be a you know, they do all these millennial Gen Z class categorizations and stuff. There's a class in between there that needs to be created because we don't fall into either one of those categories, and it's like there needs to be something that represents us because I don't want to be tagged as a millennial, but I am because I fall into that damn window, and people always want to be like, "Oh, you're a millennial." No. I think to be fair, and I want to be fair to.
Are you not a millennial because of mindset, or are you not a millennial because of
mindset? Yeah. Mindset, just the way I think. My
so,
yeah.
I gotcha.
I want to say this real quick about, you know, Gen Zers, and I think that we and rightfully so, we should be hard on them, but I there are several examples in the world that I personally know, and I think we see the idiots, bro, because of the internet.
Exactly.
But I know a few Gen Zers who are surprisingly very bright.
Of course.
Surprisingly,
some who
I don't think it's surprising to know that there's going to be some smart people. Like, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I'm not.
Well, I think when you're influenced by.
Sorry, go ahead.
When you're influenced, so like a lot of us or a lot of kids in the 90s were influenced by TV, right?
Right.
We every generation has their different, thing that they were pretty much they took all their time doing, and that's what this is. Like kids getting exposure to dumb kids on the internet, because there's that much more of it. Like Brando said, it brings us back to that conversation that we had towards the beginning of the podcast. Like everything is heightened because there's more of it. So we see more of the idiots, and that's why it is a little more surprising and a little, it puts a little more faith back into, thinking that not all people are going to fit that mold, right?
So here's the thing, right? The way it seems to me is and we said this before, right? Or at least I definitely have. I'm pretty repetitive with this. Every generation that comes before the generation that is currently coming up is always feeling the same way that people in, I guess you could say, Generation X or Generation X minded people feel about millennials now. Millennials are not useless. I don't think anything bad about millennials. They have quirks. They have good things. They have bad things. I can't think of a generation that doesn't. Millennials have done some awesome things with, what if you can call it, with their time here. So the boomers, so the Gen X people, and they've also done some really fucked up things. I think I try not to get too into the generational thing because a lot of these people, no matter what their generation they're going to do the things that appeal to them. It's kind of like the music thing, right? I think that Young Thug is bad. I don't like him musically, but I respect that other people do like him. You know what I mean? And a lot of this millennial stuff is the same thing. I am technically, by the numbers, a millennial. Mindset-wise, like Adam, not really. But I respect that a lot of what they're doing is what, it works for them. It works for their time. And it is their time. Eventually, we will die. Like, you can't be around forever. Things can't be, the way we want them to be. So, I don't know. I mean, idiots and stupid people, but I see hundreds of thousands of smart millennials, aeronautics engineers, fucking mechanics.
I mean, of course, there's obviously...
Well, not even... I'm talking about the Gen Zers more so. I'm talking about the Gen Zers.
But I'm saying...
I'm talking about both. I'm talking about millennials. I'm talking about Gen Zers. I'm talking about even fucking...
No, I know what you're saying. And you're saying that there needs to be a middle spot, a middle ground between millennials and Gen Zers, and I get what you're saying there, and we would fit there because of the mindset.
And it goes back to your point
get
too.
That.
The internet does highlight the stupid ones more than the smart ones. Unfortunately, that's just the way.
And unfortunately, we live in a world now where things that are actually fake, like that like Tide Pod eating shit was fucking fake. That was fake. That wasn't a real thing. And the only reason why it started becoming a real thing was because somebody put that idea out there and somebody was like, yo, let's try it.
And people ran with it
but
like idiots.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not because somebody actually did try that on camera and it spread. Somebody talked about it or somebody put that idea out there like, oh, yo, people are doing this on YouTube. Well, it was really interesting that nobody ever found one video of a fucking kid doing it. Yep. One. Where's one?
Are we working with
because that's always
bracket here? Like the 16, 15,
I'm sorry?
14 type? Are we working within a specific age bracket like the 14, 15, 16 sort of? Like born after 2000.
Well, anything Gen Z, I believe, is 96 and ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever that is now, what 24? So 24,
95 to now actually.
Is it 95?
Yeah, 95 to now. This is about to be a new fucking whole
about the internet. About the internet, right? I have a question. So you know how like when you we're actually searching stuff, and like you get your subscriptions on YouTube and even Facebook. Facebook knows what you like based on what you click on. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Algorithms, baby.
Now, algorithms. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So like
Google
we
search
have
history and stuff.
Yeah, all that good shit, right? And it'll tell you based on this. If you like Sam Harris, you should watch this. If you like the Young Turks, you should watch this. I tend to think that a lot of the things that we see on the internet that is stupid is because we are attracted to a lot of stupid shit. I see a lot of stupid shit, especially from like World Star and shit, because I mean that's a lot of the shit that I click on. I click on a lot of stupid shit from World Star. That shit is hilarious. Like, and stupid shit is funny. We laugh at it. So like it's hard not to click on it and watch it. Like, how do you not click on it and watch it? But at the same time, if you're clicking on people that are doing awesome shit and smart shit, what you perceive to be intelligent and tuned in, I think you'll see more of it. That's just me personally.
Yeah. 844-997-0775. Let's kind of bring this to a head here and wrap up with some Would You Rather.
Did you get that? Did you get that link real quick?
Oh no, where'd you send it?
I dropped the link in the main chat.
Oh, in the main chat? Okay.
Go ahead and copy that. Yeah, I want to play that news anchor. They're cutting live to this news anchor in North Dakota. It was this guy's first time on air. They are introducing themselves, and right before they start introducing themselves, he's fucking shitting bricks. And he just curses out of nervousness, and the mics had already went hot. It's the best.
North Dakota. Welcome to the Midwest, baby.
And you're going to hear him just fucking stutter like a bumbling idiot. He's just going to be... He just knew it was over in that moment.
We played that radio clip of that lady with the deer. She was from North Dakota also. Like, North Dakota is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to be from North Dakota.
Woo!
North Dakota.
All right, let's see.
Pierre Bismarck. Yeah, Pierre, South Dakota. Bismarck is North Dakota.
Evening Report Sunday on NBC North Dakota News, your news leader in high definition.
Gay fucking shit.
Good evening, I'm Van 2. You may have seen our newest AJ on NBC North Dakota News, and he'll be joining this team as my co-anchor. Tell us a little bit about yourself, AJ.
Thanks, Van. I'm very excited. I graduated from West Virginia University, and I'm used to, from being from the East Coast.
Ooh.
Can you restart that? Can you please restart that? Can we hear that one more time?
Healthcare or related events.
Evening Report Sunday on NBC North Dakota News, your news leader in high definition.
Gay fucking shit.
Good evening, I'm Van 2. You may have seen AJ on NBC North Dakota News, and he'll be joining
She's
the
like,
news team
she is freaking out. She's freaking out.
Did you just say?
Thanks, Van. I'm very excited. I graduated from West Virginia University, and I'm used to, from being from the East Coast.
East Coast, yeah. Fuck the Midwest. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, you knew it was over, boy. You knew you were shitting in your pants.
Not to just shit on him, though. She doesn't sound like she's very good either. Like, I know she got a little thrown off there, but
no, dude. It was her first day too. She could be canned because of him.
Yeah. Like,
like I get her nervousness. I feel bad for her a little bit, but I love watching her just fucking, just clam up like that out of nervousness. It's just like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to be finding another gig.
I mean, what do you expect? He's from West Virginia. I mean, he's Virginia.
No, he's from being East Coast.
East Coast. But I don't know if I heard right. Did he say Virginia? He didn't say Virginia, did he?
He
said West Virginia University.
Well, he went to West Virginia University, but I'm just going to assume he's from West Virginia.
The hell? But okay.
No, he's from the East Coast.
Oh, from.
But I think he went there for college.
I got you. Okay.
West Virginia is East Coast enough.
I mean, if he says,
I
don't know about
it's
all
like
that.
southeast.
It's like South.
They're all fat Southerners. They eat McDonald's.
South of Ohio is what it is. is South.
Fucking potato sacks with tits.
Couple of would you rathers. Anybody, if you want to get in on these as well, hashtag comfortably poor on Twitter, 844-997-0775. Would you rather eat shit that tasted like chocolate or chocolate that tasted like shit?
What the fuck? Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with the first one. I'll probably eat some shit that tastes like chocolate, I guess.
You know that you got a paper
like
plate with a turd on it, but it's gonna taste like chocolate. Can you shove that turd in your mouth?
I'll eat it. I'll put it on a cupcake.
If it tastes that way,
and it's gonna be soft and texture of a turd, but it's gonna taste.
But
like
the
chocolate.
other one tastes like shit. But it's actual chocolate.
It's chocolate. It's a chocolate candy bar. You got a Hershey candy bar that tastes
I'm
like
shocked Brando didn't go for that one.
Can I go for both? Do I have to pick one?
Yep.
Would you rather or both?
Would you rather?
That tastes of.
Would you rather?
Would you rather or both? Yeah.
I think
I'm flexible.
That's tough.
I know. That's the problem, isn't it? That's what I just said.
See, to me, I think like the texture of a turd could be tough to swallow. Like, I mean, I guess you'd have to think of it like you said, Dan, like a cupcake. Like it's gonna be spongy.
Does it taste just like chocolate? Is it indistinguishable from chocolate though?
Yeah, it's gonna taste like chocolate.
Oh well, then it's really hard to say. Like you wouldn't be.
Give me the turd. Give me the turd.
Yeah.
Heat that shit up. Warm it up. Let me get the turd.
I'm gonna throw it in hot chocolate just so I don't have to think about it.
I'm gonna put it on top of one of those Papa John's chocolate chip cookies that they send.
Yeah. Hey, the Papa John brownies.
Just spread it out.
Shit. Back in the day,
bomb.
I don't know if they still got that, but if you get the brownie from Papa John's.
Yeah, they still got them. We got the cookie though, but they still have the brownies though.
Yeah, that brownie.
Guys,
shit.
This is your conversation.
That shit, nigga.
I love the brownies. I love the sweet shit. But I don't talk pizza with people.
I don't talk pizza with
people.
Well, because we'll get into a screaming match.
The ability to lie or believe everything that you're told.
I'd rather lose the ability to lie. Easy. I would much rather lose the ability to lie.
So
I would much rather lose the ability to lie, yeah. Because it ends up hurting me later.
I don't want to believe anything unless there's actual evidence for it. I want to believe as many.
Well, that's the question. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything that you're told?
Yeah, exactly. So I would rather lose the ability to lie as opposed to believing everything that I'm told.
I don't want to believe everything I'm told. That's why we have religious people.
I don't want to believe everything I'm told either. No.
That's why we have fucking religion.
Yeah.
That's why we have Trump.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Everything I'm told.
No, the Democrats don't make it easier. The goddamn Democrats.
Yeah, fucking Pelosi.
I want to be able to lie when I need to. I think more people lie than they say they do, and people want to look at lying as this bad, horrible thing. And it
but if I have a choice, though.
But sometimes lying is in the benefit of some people. So
I agree. I know it's.
I lie not to hurt. I lie not to hurt.
Yeah. I'm not going to believe
And it ends up hurting me later because I feel bad about doing it because, like, most of those people that you do lie to are people that treat you well. You know what I'm saying? And it's, again, you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to fucking show them you're a fucking piece of shit for lying about something. But you end up, I think about it later. So, yeah, I do.
Would you rather look 10 years old from the belly button down or look 10 years old from the belly button up?
10 years old from the belly button up.
Saw that one coming. Brando didn't even need to think.
No thought process needed.
He said, 10 years old and up.
Yep, and up.
Ladies love the baby face.
Yeah, they do. And they like what's going to be normal.
They see that baby face with that fucking paper towel rolled dick. They're okay with it.
They'll be happy, though. Yeah. Haven't you seen the school teachers in this country? It's going to be great. That's terrible.
They walk with a limp.
And they fuck their children.
Oh my God.
Okay, what time is it?
Oh my God. What just happened to the show?
Brando happened.
Okay. I think it's time for lunch. It's time for late lunch.
Two more.
Oh, jeez.
Or actually, maybe not. Maybe we just ended on that. I don't know.
No.
It came out
two
the
more.
wrong
I
way.
want
It
two
came out the
more.
wrong way. It came out the
Keep
wrong
it even. No, it was great. It was great. It added on to what I said so beautifully. It was
Would
so
you
wonderful.
rather experience
That was comedy
the
gold.
beginning of the earth or the end of the earth?
Now that's not so easy.
Read that again. I'm sorry.
Would you rather experience the beginning of the earth or the end of the earth? I want to know how it's gonna end. I don't care how it's started. Here already. Fuck it. I want to know how.
I don't care how it started. I didn't live through any of that shit. That's
Exactly.
honestly that's
I
how
wanna
I felt
know
about
what's
history for
gonna happen
the longest time before I was heavily into politics and stuff, and I you to know politics you gotta fucking know history. So I'm definitely way more into history now that I can learn it on my own. But when I was a kid and going up through school, even through high school, I was just like, man, I know it's an ignorant ass position, but I'm here. Fuck them niggas. I appreciate your help. Thank you. But there's nothing I could have done to stop you from dying. There's nothing I can do to stop you from dying from the coronavirus right now. I wish I could. I'm
gonna be honest.
But I just can't.
I think I want to know how the world began, simply because there's so much talk about it now. I want to know what the hoopla is about. What's how it all kicked off. How we got here. What the extinction events look like. I want to see that.
My thought is, like I said, though, it's just I'm already here. I don't care what happened before now. Moving forward, I'm more interested in what's going to take place as we move forward. So being here for the end,
I'd like to see both, but if I had to pick,
because my theory is that all the other planets were once like us, and they eventually died out, and now they're still just planets. So
it's possible.
There could have been something on those planets.
I think
is that what
maybe Earth might end up like.
Do you think that's why they're trying to discovering shit on Mars to see just in case this whole bitch blows up?
Yeah, they discovered
they can actually populate and shit over there.
There's part of me that believes there is. So I'm this person, and y'all can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I believe in other beings out there, other life, and I think somewhere out there are still some creatures alive. Something is alive. But I think on these other planets, like Mars, for example, I think they live on the inside of the planet. They're not on the outside. They've adapted to live on the inside of the planet.
So it's been predicted probably within the next 100 to 200 years, we'll probably find some sort of life in our solar system.
Which is why I want to be here for that.
Right, but that's not the end of the world, though. When I think of the end of the world, I think of the sun consuming the solar system and seeing how all that shoots the shit, the oceans boiling away, the core of the earth being exposed as the sun shears the surface. That's what I'm thinking of when I think of the end of the world. But as far as like life, it's been predicted that we're probably going to find it. We just don't, like, a lot of people just are blocking that type of money that we would need to search very thoroughly for it. Yeah, tracts of water on Mars, the likelihood that there might have been oceans on Venus at one point. There's reason to think that the first half of what you were saying is true. I don't know about the living on the inside of the Earth or inside of the planet or anything like that. But if there are things like on the inside of planets or even on the, under the ice on Europa or something like this, I think it would be worth knowing. And I think the money just needs to be put there so we can look for it. So we can verify, right?
A couple of comments in the YouTube section. Shout out to Sam saying that she preferred regular history over advanced placement of history. That sounds like the NAACP, okay? The advancement of colored people.
AP history.
And their history. Yeah.
AP history.
Oh, okay.
No,
AP history. Just shorten it. It's, advanced placement. I don't fucking know how to.
Smart.
I don't know what that means. I wasn't in that class, so I don't know what that means.
The NAACP is like a type of Sorry.
Hannah said she preferred government over regular history. Sam also said that you need to have great history teachers if you're not a history buff. And I think that's with any class. The teacher makes the class, right?
True story. Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you have a shitty, boring fucking teacher, you're going to have a shitty, boring fucking Dude, my chemistry teacher in my junior year was just this fucking old weirdo who actually, I believe, got caught with porn on the projector one day in his class, but don't mind Mr. Lozo. And he sounded just like, oh, Daniel's such a great student. And yeah, I was sleeping in his fucking class. And you know why I was sleeping in his fucking class and getting B's? Because I was blind. But there was also because he would hand out worksheets.
He cheated on every test.
And he wanted us to fucking do these worksheets. And as soon as we were done, or as we were working on them, he would just start breaking into a fucking political rant. Like, what just happened? Like,
so we need
to learn about chemistry.
A little insight to where Adam comes from.
Mr. Lozo.
When I was in high school, AP just wasn't even a thing for me. I was in alternative science and history and math.
You were with the dumb niggas.
Alternative was
you were with the niggas where I would have been put.
And the idiots and the offensive line from the football team.
I would have been there.
I was in the science class.
I would have been there, but guess what? But I bet I was fucking all the bitches better.
All the alternative classes.
I bet.
But again, I
was fucking the bitches better.
Then what?
I think it. No, I'm saying like if you're in that position,
nerds.
like I don't say shit. Yeah, you might be in the dumb niggas. You might be with the dumb niggas, but you know what I'm saying. The bitches are gonna come after you for being the jock. You know what I'm saying?
Like I was in the classes that were a step above the dudes pushing brooms around the hallways. Like that. Those are the classes I was in. Those were my classes. But I made it. Look at me, Mom. I made it.
Yeah. Okay. So you were in the classroom right next door to the helmet wearers.
They were in the basement. We were on the next floor.
Okay. Tied up, I hope.
It was kind of fucked up. They
tied up and lined
all
up
the
for
special ed
execution.
classes were in our basement.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up. They really
like
were.
targets at a fucking.
No, like targets on the fucking
right.
March to Bhutan with Japanese machine gunners.
All right,
that's gonna come back to haunt us.
And we're out.
Yeah.
We should really stop.
With a shoot retards joke. Woo!
Not just shoot them. Shoot them in the back. Oh my God. I'm turning the microphone off. I'm turning this shit off.
Yeah. I don't think we should have been let on YouTube on
775. Get your questions to us for Sunday's live stream. New episode hopefully coming out on Friday. We'll see what happens. But join us again this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 844-997-0775. Hashtag comfortably poor on Twitter at CPPod100 across all social media platforms. But with us.